In today's video, I'm ready to start my challenge again. I had to rethread my bobbin and now I'm ready to. So I will start by finishing this part where I ran out of bobbin thread, and that finalizes those two sections that were sewn in, that the two big blocks that I put together that I put into the open space. Okay, so what I'm hoping to get done today, after I finish sewing these pieces in, because you remember in yesterday's video, I just sewed a little section and I stopped on the part that went down the other direction because I wanted to get these blocks cornered in. Do you remember that? Okay, so now it's complete. And right here is the corner that I made. Now, in a different time of my life, having blocks that did not perfectly match up, like, let me find one that really shows up, really shows up, that did not perfectly match up, like this right here. Now see, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but right here, where these seams don't perfectly match up, there would have been a time in my life that I would have obsessed over that they would have had to all been perfect. And you know what? If I were working for a client, I would make sure that it was exactly the way they wanted it. If they wanted it mismatched, of course, I would do it the way they wanted it. But my client work is perfect. This is for me, and it's perfectly imperfect, and I am enjoying it so much. I think it's really important in this day and age to find things, to do things that bring you joy. And your mind is so important. Your body is so important. Your spirit, your emotions, mind, body, spirit. We are all of that. However, our activities, our thoughts, our work, our relationship can begin to pull those apart to where we get disconnected from being complete and whole as a person. So I strive to bring wholeness and wellness to my being so that I can enjoy life. That's what I want for you too. And little projects, creativity, accomplishments, choosing a task for your own joy and completing it, even if it's work, is worth the effort and what it does for your health. Okay, now this time I'm going to start where I made this corner seam. I'm going to start right here. This is where that stopped, and I'm going to stitch all the way to the end of this. Now, I'm short one block, but I'll figure that out when I get to that point. That's not today. But what project have you taken on as a challenge to work on just 10 minutes a day? Another thing that I try to do is read 10 pages in a book. And I'll see how many books I've read by the end of the year. And does it matter? No, it It doesn't matter one little bit, but it's just an accomplishment, and it keeps my mind and my eyes away from screens. And it's surprising, reading in a book is more difficult if you're used to just watching things on screens. So challenge yourself to read in a book. The print on a book is different even than reading print on a screen. The light behind the print, screen print, lifts the print a little, and so keep your eyes doing their focusing on things that are different than just screens. All of that is so important for your health and well-being. And you don't have to if you don't want to. Of course, you can do what you want to do. I'm just telling you some of the stuff I do. I practice the piano at least 10 minutes a day. Another thing that I challenged myself with was to make sure I went on a walk for 10 minutes each day. I don't want to get where I can't walk. I force myself to go up and down stairs, even when I don't want to. I always want to make sure that I have a bedroom on the second story of our home so that I can not forget how to climb up and down stairs. Do you forget or do you lose the ability? Which do you think it is? Alrighty, this section's about done here. Just about done now. I need to tie that little knot, snip my thread. Okay, so this, I didn't even show you what I was doing. I'm so sorry. Okay, now I need to fill this in. It's just one block short, but what I'm going to do is pick up those 2 strips that I sewed originally to get the length of the bed, and I'm going to put them with this, and I'll remember to show you what I'm doing this time. Alrighty, so here's these two blocks, 1, 2, 1, 2, sewn in a big long, well, what's that? Long strip the length of the bed. It looks like that hand stitching came out, so I'm going to sew that right here. It sure did. And see how these pieces are frayed? So if I am not careful, that could leave a hole in my quilt right there. So I want to make sure that the seam is scooted over so those frayed pieces are outside of the stitch. Okie dokie. Now, I'll show you one more thing and then I'll turn the camera on the stitching. All right, so now I've got these 2 big long pieces. See this right here where it's a jagged edge? I've tried to keep working stuff like that to the outer edge to deal with at the end on the outer edges. There have been times I've kind of lined the fabric up across there and stitched, but if it's a really big difference like this, I try to keep it on the outer edges. So I'm not going to sew this into the seam. This other edge I was able to keep really straight. So that's going to be the edge that I sew this time. Okay, so this edge is the one I'm going to sew and make a new seam. See right there, that's kind of jagged, but I'll be able, it's not as much as the other one was. This one is a little bit, but it's going to be okay because see, that's off quite a bit. Okay, so this is the edge I'm going to put the seam in. Now here's my other big piece that I just got through sewing, and I need to now figure out which side will be the edge of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. Okay, so this right here is my longer side, and so I need to attach the longer side to this length, I believe is what it needs to be. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's right. They're not the same length yet, but I want the two longest sides together. So here we go. And then when I have this sewn up, tonight when I leave the shop, I'm going to take it home and lay it out on the bed again the way I did after the first day and see where I need to fill in. Let's see, I've got some blocks and one more big section, several blocks and one more big section. I may end up having to take part of that section apart. So can you see this right here? Not sure if you can. This right here, see, this is a jagged edge. So when I get to those places, I just line this up, the top one up at an angle, and just stitch, keep my stitch along the top one, which is straight, and it just kind of shears off the edge of that jagged mark. Now, if it's a lot more, if it's 2 or 3 times that distance, then I want to adjust it. And so that's what I put on the outer seams. But those are all things that I absolutely did not worry about when I got started. I just simply got started. And the more I worked on it, the more those ideas came to me, the more those ideas came into focus, because I believe that action creates focus. And here's the other thing. Did you know that you never run out of ideas? If you use your creativity and you use ideas that you have, more and more keeps coming to you. It's just like water. It's just like money. It's just like love. The more you give away, the more you have in return. There's just something about that. The more stuff you give away, the more you have to give away. It's just one of the really interesting things about life, isn't it? So use your creative ideas and you'll have more and more. You'll never be without an idea. Some ideas are better than others, I'll admit. Oh my goodness, this is almost done, y'all. Almost done. Now, this one, this is a really big difference. But that's the only one on this side that's that big. So what I'm going to do is take the bottom one, since it's straighter, and line it up. And then as I sew, I'll make sure that I keep the edge of my presser foot along this. Then it'll just make a straight seam right down this way. I'm going to back this up just a tad. I'll need to clip that thread when I come back. I just lifted my needle, pulled the thread a little bit so I could angle in a new seam. Oh my goodness, there's just so many unanswered questions about this quilt that we'll never know the story totally. Now, if I were just sewing straight 10 minutes each day and not recording a video, it would be so interesting to know. Well, or even if I just sat down and sewed it together, if I just had a whole day to work on it. If I could take a whole Saturday and work on it or something like that, I wonder how long it would have taken me. There's a piece of fabric that has a spot on it. I think that's the second spot I've seen, so that's not too bad for how old this fabric is. And I don't know if I'll be able to get them out, but I'm going to enjoy it anyway. If my little grand miracles want to make a tent in the yard or lay on it at the park, or even if we have it on a bed, will it matter? No, it won't matter. So now I left this just a little bit. I tied a knot with the needle, did a reverse stitch, tied a knot, but I left just a little bit of this because I'm going to need to attach another block right here. Okay, so that's where we are on this now. And if you're new here, I'm Rachel. My last name is Going, Rachel Going. And I'm so happy to have you here, all my new subscribers and all the things. Now, if I've given you the impression that I'm a quilter, I'm not a quilter. I do all kinds of things. I have a creative business where people bring me wedding dresses, mother of the bride, bridesmaids, groomsmen, mother of the groom. Do a lot of design work for that, but people also bring me custom projects like christening gowns from wedding dresses, or preserved flowers they're wedding flowers that I preserve and make into keepsakes. Just about any kind of custom keepsake. So I'm sorry, I'm not a quilter. I love quilts. I have come from a family of quilters. My sisters are prolific quilters, along with fabulous seamstresses. So were my grandmothers. But I'm not at a stage in my life where I make quilts. And my favorite quilts, though I think quilts that are coordinated in their fabric are beautiful, my favorite quilts are mismatched old vintage fabric that somebody just pulled out of their sewing stash and made a quilt. So tonight when I leave the shop, I'm going to take this home. I'm going to put it on the bed. I'm going to see where I need to touch it up. And I think this is within 10 or 20 minutes of being finished. Okay, talk to you next time. Bye-bye.